Welcome to the Odd Life Podcast. That's AWED, which stands for Awake, Well, and Empowered. We're here to have conversations to inspire women of all ages to live odd AF. I'm your host, Hallie, and thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in. Top of the morning to you, my friends. I'm not sure when you're listening to this, but it's morning here. This is my little Odd AF mug. This is my first design. I don't like the mug because it's too small. I want a little bit of a bigger mug, so I got to find a different supplier. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the logo as is. I don't know what it was, but when I first got going on designing things on the podcast, I got big into all the colors and rainbows and sunbursts and all that kind of stuff. It's funny because if you would have looked at my wardrobe when I was in college or high school even, I have a long time of neutral blah colors. And now I want vibrancy. I want color. I am all about the blues right now. If you noticed, I changed the logo. I still love my orange. Orange to me is a happy color. It reminds me of being vibrant and energetic and happy. But blue makes me happy too. I think of the ocean. I think of coastal towns. I think of these cute little beachy cafes. I think of European cafes. A lot of the blue tiles, that bright, gorgeous blue. I just love that bright blue. So I've changed a couple things. But I'm adding a lot more color. So I got to figure out a new mug situation. But until then, that's the design. I have it on Substack as well. Odd AF is the name of one of my publications there. It's where I post all my essays. And then I have a weekly newsletter that says odd things this week. It's sort of the way I keep myself accountable is I've got to, hey, every week I'm sending out a newsletter saying these are things I was doing this week that kept me on the Awake, Well, and Empowered path. I hope you like the new setup a little bit. Not a ton has changed. I added a couple of things in the episode. I'm adding in ads. Ba-dum-bum. I want to highlight podcasts that I'm loving. And I want to highlight products that I'm using that I'm loving. And these products are the ones I already have in the show notes. I'm talking about them because sometimes, people just don't look at the show notes. It is what it is. But if I'm talking about it in the podcast, I'm bringing it to your attention and you're considering it. These are, again, things I love. I will never share a product that I haven't used myself that I don't love. Promise you. Nothing drives me more crazy than somebody that probably isn't using AG1 greens and they're schlepping it on their podcast. I don't love that. I want someone that tells me, oh my gosh, I've been using this for years now. It's my favorite thing. Why is it their favorite thing? How does it make them feel? All of that. Then I'll consider it. So for me, it's important for me to tell you about things I really love. I'm going to give you the goods. I will never schlep things to you that I don't use myself and that I don't love. Okay, so that's something new about the podcast this season. Now you know. I really feel like this season, I'm finally feeling the confidence I wanted to feel. I'm editing quicker, I'm editing less. It's just keep going. Just keep going. And the more I keep going, the more I know I'm going to reach the people that I need to reach. So I will say this again. Thank you for being here. I don't take one listener for granted. I promise you. When someone tells me they've listened to the podcast, I'm like, oh, you did? Okay, cool. Because I'm sitting here, I'm talking to myself. I'm looking at myself in the video and I'm yapping away. And you don't know who's listening unless there's reviews, unless they share it, unless they reach out to you and tell you, hey, I heard that episode and it really resonated with me, whatever that is. Like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, I don't go look at analytics. I don't go look at statistics. I may look to see which episodes have had the most listens, what they stuck with the longest, to know what kind of episodes people are liking. That's it. I just am plugging away because this feeds me. I love doing it. I love talking about things that make me feel awake, well, and empowered. I love highlighting women and they're sharing their stories. These women that are living awake, well, and empowered lives to inspire you all. And this leads me into what this episode's about, actually. Something I've been thinking about lately and how for a while I was, not say doubting myself, but wondering. And then I realized, wait, this is making me feel awake, well, and empowered. I'm going to keep doing it. And this is going to sound silly, but it's about being nice to people, being kind. The reason I'm thinking about this is because recently I had a friend that had a book published. The book was coming out soon. And I'm resharing and I'm sending her messages and congratulating her and these different things. And There's another person that I reach out to quite a bit. She's just sent her first child off to college and has had some health issues. And so I've reached out and expressed, hey, been there, done that. I hope you're doing okay, whatever. And I get some response back, which is great. Would I love it to be a deeper friendship? Of course. I follow these women for a reason. I enjoy how they show up in the world. And I know that not everything on Instagram is real. I know not everything on social media is the whole story, but what they're showing me, I have to take as face value, and it is what it is until I'm proven otherwise. And I was proven wrong not too long ago. This person and I had exchanged a lot of messages back and forth, taken some offerings that she had, and felt we had a connection. And then when I met her in person, it was as if I didn't really exist, as if all those messages and those interactions online hadn't happened. The thing is, though, I'll never regret me putting effort into anything. And that's what I want to talk about is I just saw this not too long ago too, is this word called fawning as a trauma response. And this is not my trauma response at all. You know, we have the fight or flight, freeze responses. Now fawning is another one. I didn't know this. And fawning is when you're, people pleasing and trying to make everything happy and copacetic and, oh my gosh, let's not ruffle feathers and let's make everybody happy. That fawning response. And I'm not talking about the trauma response. Hey friends, want to take a quick second to point out a product that I'm using on a daily basis called Perfect Amino. It's by Body Health and it's one of my favorite supplements. It's composed of pure essential amino acids, the building blocks of protein, in a form and ratio that's up to 99% utilized, but without the caloric impact and without breaking a fast. It's the one protein source that provides the exact ratio of essential amino acids needed by the human body to synthesize new protein and collagen without excess amino acids. I use this product to help me maximize my workouts and hit my protein goals for the day. And now you can get 20% off your order with the link listed at the bottom of my show notes with lots of flavors to choose from, like strawberry, mixed berry, lemon lime, mocha, chocolate, vanilla, and even unflavored if none of those are your jam. And don't miss out on their seasonal option right now, pumpkin spice. And they've got lots of other products too, like creatine, electrolytes, superfood powders, greens powders, and so much more. Again, that's Perfect Amino by Body Health, and you can get 20% off your entire order when you use the link in my show notes. Now, back to the show. I was thinking about my own interactions with people, and I wondered for a minute, are people thinking I'm fawning over them because I'm just trying to get in their good graces because they've got more followers, or maybe they're thinking I'm being super, super nice because I'm going to ask them for a favor later. I had to wonder, what do people think of me sometimes? You get a response back, like, oh, thank you so much, or you're the best, or whatever. And you wonder, okay, is that just a nice gesture back? But then I told myself, stop wondering what's behind their response. It doesn't really matter. I don't know when I first saw this. There was a quote somewhere that at the end of your life, it's not about the things you said or, the things you did, but how you made other people feel. And so the other day when I was thinking about, oh gosh, does this seem inauthentic to them? And I thought about that. If I wrote a book and got it published that's coming out today, hell yeah, I would love to have somebody reach out and go, oh my gosh, congratulations, or let me share this on Instagram, or let me tell my friends about this book. And that would be fantastic. That would make me feel seen and heard and loved because somebody took the time to say, oh my gosh, you did this super hard thing and I'm so proud of you. This is amazing. We all would love to have that in our lives. And so I'm consistently thinking about how is this going to make this person feel? Because at the end of all of this, if we get to the other side and go, oh my God, it was that simple, was just to love on other people and be kind, no matter who they were. That was the whole damn purpose of being here. And that's what continues to guide me. And this is not to pat myself on the back. This is not to tell you all these great things I'm doing for other people. I'm telling you this because I started to question how it was being received. And if it felt like maybe to them it was fawning and inauthentic. And I realized I can't control how people receive it. At the end of the day, how I showed up for other people and how I tried to make somebody feel. Because what ends up happening is that allows me to feel awake, well, and empowered. And there's definitely times I fail miserably. When someone's going through a grief moment in their lives, I don't know if it's I don't want to feel the pain with them, but I tend to pull back. And that's the worst reaction ever. I know this and I'm working on it. I think I also don't want to not do the right thing. So I'll overthink it. Should I send them flowers? Should I send them just a card? Should I make them something? Should I swing by and offer to take their kids to school? Like, what do I do? And I think about all the options and then I do nothing. And then a week has gone by and then 2 weeks have gone by and then a month's gone by and then it's completely out of context. So I fail miserably at that all the time. I am not great at sometimes recognizing big moments. And my best friend from high school turned 50 and my birthday is 2 days before hers. So I knew it was coming. It wasn't like I didn't know. And then it feels like a last minute and then I didn't send anything. So there's times I really suck at showing up in big moments. So I'm still learning this whole thing. But I wanted to just bring this up as something to think about when you're in the grocery store line or you're driving down the road or, I don't know, you're at the beach and somebody's an asshole to you because your Frisbee landed on their blanket. How you react in that moment, how you show up anyway, says a lot about you. And if we can show up with loving kindness, no matter what the situation is, then we're sort of doing our job as human beings on this earth. Like that's really the whole thing. I truly believe we're here to love on each other. So in the grocery store, maybe there's a little kid that's, jamming the cart against your ankles and you want to lose your shit. You move out of the way. Turn. You do something else. You turn on, make a joke. Tell him how cool his toy is that's in his hand. Or you're driving down the highway and someone's pissed off at you. I don't know, whatever that is. And they drive by you and flip you off. You can react the same way, or you can go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Whisper the whole, I'm sorry to somebody. Or at the beach, we were there a few years ago and we were there with another family and the kids were playing this game. They had to throw a Frisbee into the can. It's called the can jam. And the Frisbee landed close to their blanket quite a few times. And I'm sure it was very disturbing. As the day got busier, they eventually stopped playing because it was too many people. And this person, they had left their blanket on the fence behind us to dry. And we were kind of sitting by the fence getting ready to pack it up and leave. And these people walk away from their blanket. And the person I was with, who was like, oh, she was a bitch all day. I'm not going to tell her about her blanket. They just left it behind. And I looked at her like, are you fucking serious? And I ran after the gal because I knew if I went to go get down and get her blanket, I may lose her in the crowd because they were already further away and everyone was leaving at the same time. And I really didn't get a good look at her face. I really don't know who she was. If I had to go find her in the parking lot, I don't think I could find her. So I ran and got her first and told her, hey, you guys forgot your beach blanket. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And whatever. And I'm so glad that my brain doesn't go there. I think it probably used to. That's how I grew up, surrounded by that. So I didn't react that way. I'm like, what's the right thing to do here? What's the loving thing? What's the nice thing to do here? Regardless of how this person showed up and how this person was bitchy or whatever the thought was behind that, be nice. Maybe that was a really expensive beach blanket. She's like, holy shit, I almost left $100 blanket on the beach. And it was big. It was not a small blanket. And, I think about how do I want people to feel when they're around me? How do I want people to walk away from our interaction? So that guides me. And that makes me feel awake, well, and empowered, honestly. Because then it's sort of like the gratitude list. When you do a daily gratitude list, you then start tuning into things around you that you can, I can add that to the gratitude list tonight. I'm grateful for that today. You can start seeing things more and more that you're going to add to your gratitude list. You start searching for things. And it's sort of the same way. When you're nice to people, you're more aware of a situation. How can I be nice to this person in this situation? How can I be kind? How can I show up for somebody else in this moment? You become more tuned into that. And then the side effect is I feel good. If I can make somebody's day by just a quick comment or resharing their post, telling them about their book they worked really hard on and it's coming out today. If I can reshare that post, if I can share they've got a podcast coming out and I can talk about that to help them out, that subconsciously makes me feel good because I know I showed up for somebody today by doing that. And then the empowerment part of that is I took action. I did something. I just didn't think about it. I did something. I sent the note. I sent the card. I sent a little gift. I commented something really nice to somebody. Like I'll even on TikTok, when college started and these kids were moving in, and I'll never forget this gut-wrenching post I saw, this video. I saw this girl standing there with her basket of stuff. And her comment was, everybody has their mom helping out, decorating the room and doing all these things and taking them out to dinner. And she's like, I drove myself here. This is all I have. Nobody dropped me off. Nobody cared that I came. Nobody's hugging me goodbye. And you can bet I left her a message and telling her she is loved and you are strong because of this situation. You are going to be such a strong woman because of this experience. You're going to find your people. You're going to create your own family that loves you. You're going to get the love you need from what you create and how you show up for other people. And it doesn't take hardly anything to be nice to somebody. So even those little gestures, and again, this is not about patting myself in the back. I'm just trying to give you examples of what I'm talking about. And I keep thinking about how I want people to feel when they think about me. When they think of my name, they think of Hallie. Gosh, she was always in my corner. She was always cheering me on. She was always rooting for me. She was always sending me kind notes and letting me know that I'm loved and cared for. I'm so excited to introduce you to a new podcast by my friend Alicia Hill and her co-host Liam Martin. They're sharing what life is like with OCD through funny stories and real life examples as well as coping tools. If OCD is part of your life, whether personally or through loved ones, this podcast is for you. Make sure to tune in on October 28th for the launch of the OCD Confessional podcast, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You can check out the link in my show notes. Now, back to the show. I mean, that's a great existence. And if I get to be here and that's part of my legacy is how I made other people feel, then I think I'm doing my job as a human being. Sort of what we're here for. That's what I think we're all supposed to be doing. And think about a world, if that was our priority in every exchange that we had, how can I make this person feel good? Whether it's a stranger or someone we really care about. And then imagine if everybody does that in this world, what that world would feel like. It would feel very different than what we're feeling right now. And I know that we are shown a very, very small portion of what's really happening in the world. I know this. I know it's all curated. I know it's the algorithm. I know it's the clickbait. I know it's the fucking bullshit they want us to see. So it keeps us clicking, watching the train wreck. We can't pull away. But I know there are good people in the world, and I know there's good things happening. And the more of us that keep showing up for other people in this way, with loving kindness and just being nice for the sake of being nice, it has to catch on. I know sometimes it's human nature to want to snap back and flip the guy off next to you that flipped you off, or leave a nasty comment on Instagram because this person's a real asshole. Chances are it's not even a real person. Chances are it's a bot. So just, again, check yourself before you respond to something that has max 4279. Those aren't real names. Come on. So looking at how we respond in the world and also how we can show up for people. And I think there's just such a great opportunity every day to be nice to people. And if we can look at our daily lives, and part of our purpose of being here is how I'm making other people feel, what a great life that will be. Honestly, what a great life that will be. Because if we find out that was the whole fucking purpose for all of us, you're nailing it. You're nailing it right now by loving people every single day, telling them how proud you are of them, showing up in the difficult times. I'm still learning that one. Being intentional with your gift giving, being intentional with your time, being intentional with your responses, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Okay, this person just lost her parent. This person just published a book. How can I show up for them? What would make them feel really good right now? They just sent their first kid off to college. How can I show up for them right now? Being nice. It's that simple. And you're going to be remembered as the person that made people feel good. And I think that's a great life. I think that's an odd life, actually. So take that for what it's worth. I've been thinking about this lately myself. And, if people don't think it's authentic or don't think it's real, either they're eventually going to figure it out because it's going to keep happening, or two, that's the work they have to do. Trust issues. I don't know. Maybe they've gotten burned quite a few times. I get it, but that's not my work. My work is just to keep showing up as a loving, caring human being to everybody. And in turn, that helps me live an odd life. I know, something to think about. Just wanted to share that with you. It's something I've been thinking about lately. And man, what a world it would be if we all made that a priority. All right. Love you all. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk soon. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you found this episode either helpful, inspiring, entertaining, or just made you feel less alone. Or maybe all of those things. If so, I'd love it if you'd share this episode with a friend, as well as on your social media. And if I dare ask for more, to rate and review the podcast on your favorite platform, especially Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You see, the more reviews we have, the more people we can reach, and the bigger the Odd Life community can become. You guys are the best. I can't wait to chat again next week, so we'll see you then.